Question: at a certain city bus stop, 3 buses arrive per hour on an average. Assuming that the time between successive arrivals is exponentially distributed, find the probability that the time between the arrival of successive buses is less than 10 minutes and at least 30 minutes. Okay, now here it is clearly given that it is an exponential distribution. Else, even you can just take that it is exponential because see it the time. So see what is happening here at the bus stop. 3 buses arrive per hour on an average. Okay, so if you're waiting for bus, it is happening like on an average. I can say that there are 3 buses are arriving. In 1 hour. So on an average, that means here in 1 hour, compulsorily 3 buses will come, or maybe three, more than three, less than three, and all. Try to get the question. See, it is given on an average. That means sometimes in 1 hour, 2 buses may come, next hour, 3 buses, next hour, 4 buses, or 5 buses. So, or they have given on an average. Got it? Now, suppose the time. So, time you cannot say exactly like after 20 minutes. It may happen like maybe 20 minutes, some seconds. Correct? So that it is going to be not like a whole number. It is like in the interval. So, interval means it is called as which variable? Discrete or continuous? When the variable is taking the value in the interval, it is called as
Continuous, ma'am.
continuous random variable. Very good. So here, so that we have to use either normal or exponential, but it is given in the question that it is exponential. So 100% we have to use that only. Then what they've asked that we have to find a probability that the time between the arrival of successive buses is less than 10 minutes and at least 30 minutes. So this is given in terms of minutes, and here it is given on an average, okay, per hour. So we'll just find out what is the time gap between two successive arrivals. Are you getting the thing? So 3 buses are arriving on an average, okay, in 1 hour. So what is the time gap between 2 buses? Try to get my question. Okay. So 3 buses are arriving in 1 hour. So what is the time between the arrival of 2 buses? Like suppose one bus has come. After how many minutes you can say on an average next bus will come?
20 minutes.
No, 20 minutes. Yes, correct. See how you did it. It is like 1 hour means 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes, you are getting 3 buses. So for one bus, next bus to come. So it is 60 divided by 3, which is nothing but 20 minutes. Now you even like simple ways also you can just decide and tell. See in 1 hour, 3 buses means obviously if one bus has come at 9 o'clock, okay. So till 1 hour, no 1 hour gap, there should be now 3 buses. Okay, just write down the thing here. Given on an average, three buses arrive in 1 hour. So 1 hour you can say 60 minutes. Therefore, the time between successive arrivals, so this is going to be 60 divided by 3. Because we want in here minutes. So this is going to be 20 minutes. Think practically, is it correct? See, on an average, 3 buses are coming means obviously the time gap between the 3 buses will be 20 minutes on an average. Okay, on an average. So that means here we want to apply exponential distribution. Which quantity should be known or which is fixed throughout the problem? Do you remember the exponential distribution? Okay, it is given by P of x equal to 1 by what it is? Alpha into e raised to minus alpha x for x greater than 0 and 0 otherwise. Am I right? So what you should know for an exponential distribution? You should know what is alpha, right? Please try to answer. Huh? So you should know what is the value of alpha. If you know alpha, you can write the exponential distribution very easily. Now, what is alpha in terms of mean? That is, mean is nothing but for exponential distribution. What is mean? Have you forgotten after 48 hours everything? Because I took the class on Monday, I guess. Huh?
1 by alpha.
1 by alpha. Please don't forget, otherwise it is difficult. 1 by alpha is given as 20 minutes, right? So what is alpha? Obviously it is 1 by 20. Therefore, what is to be applied here? Exponential distribution. So if you apply exponential distribution, f of x is nothing but alpha e raised to minus alpha x for x greater than 0 and 0 otherwise. Okay. Yeah, let us solve now. Let us go to the conditions what they have given, that the probability that the time between the arrival of successive buses should be what? Less than 10 minutes. Means, hope you know how to write in the wordings and all. Okay, so probability that time between the arrival is less than 10 minutes. How it is denoted now? Probability of x less than 10. Am I correct? With first condition. So x less than 10 means 10 is upper or lower limit.
Upper limit, ma'am.
Upper limit is 10. So lower limit is minus infinity in the beginning. But if you see the problem, it is defined after 0. So this is 0 to 10. What is f of x given? It is 1 by 20 e raised to minus 1 by 20 x dx. Hope you remember how we used to do. 10 by 20 means what will get? E raised to minus half, right? Minus lower limit. If you put x as 0, what happens? E raised to 0 is? E raised to 0 is 1. Now calculate 1 minus e raised to minus 0.5. Answer is?
$0.393.
393. After 3, no digit. I told you no, after decimal, write 4 digits.
Ma'am, 5.
5 is there. Okay, done. See, and what one more thing has happened in that statistics part, no, there some questions were there on curve fitting. Some students, one answer is something like 9.8202. Some students have taken 9.8 and they have to put some p equal to 4 or v equal to 4. Okay, I think so p equal to 4. Then they are getting the answer nearer to 400. Actual answer is 376. See, so much of change. Are you understanding what I said? In the statistical problem, no? For curve fitting, that PV raised to t equal to constant, some students, instead of taking for 4 digits, they have taken only for one decimal, 9.8. So instead of getting the answer as 376, it is 400. Now we can give the marks, but what happens for the final exam? Okay, so if they do strict valuation and all, simply will lose the marks. So whenever it is numerical calculation, after decimal, try to write 4 digits to be more accurate. Okay, take the second condition. What is given? That it should be at least 30 minutes means what is the relation between x and 30? At least 30.
Greater than.
Greater than or equal to. Okay. Yeah. So greater than or equal to 30 means 30 is upper limit or lower limit?
Lower limit, ma'am.
Lower limit, right? Because it should start from 30 onwards, 30 to infinity. So this is now again. Okay, I think I need to share it again. Can you see the screen?
No, ma'am.
No, I guess. Okay, yeah. Now take that quantity, do the calculation. Yeah, take it. So this is 30 to infinity. No problem because x greater than. Okay, no need to change the limit. Am I right? Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Please answer. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
just see. Okay, so it is not necessary to change the limits because x greater than 30 means, x greater than 0 means it is all included over here. So no need to change any limit like how we did it in the previous example. So what is the function defined here? 1 by 20 e raised to minus 1 by 20 x dx. You know again the integration part and all. Integrate, cancel everything and tell me what you will get the answer as. What is the answer for this example? You know 1 by 20 will be cancelled. Do all that simplification. So answer is actually e raised to, okay, one more thing. What happens if I put the upper limit? It becomes e raised to minus infinity. What is e raised to minus infinity? E raised to plus infinity is infinity, whereas e raised to minus infinity is always 0. Yeah, this is how you are going to get. Check what is e raised to minus 3 by 2. That is the answer. What is the value? 0. 0. Just take e raised to minus 3 by 2. That's all. This is minus into minus plus. No one is getting the value.
Minus 0.2.
Minus barangila. If it is minus, it is wrong. Probability value should be always positive greater than less than 1. Sorry. ಇಲ್ಲಿ minus into minus plus आता. 2
3 1, ma'am.
2 2 3 1.
2 3 1. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Same answer. Yeah. So remember whenever you do the probability value, remember the value whatever it is. If you are getting something more than 1, change it. That means you have done some wrong calculation. It should not be even negative also. Yeah. Write down the next. This is the last example in this exponential. Write down. After the appointment of a new sales manager, the sales in a two-wheeler showroom is exponentially distributed with mean 4. If 2 days are selected at random, what is the probability that on both days, and second condition, on at least one of the 2 days, what should happen? the sales is over 5 units. The sales is over 5 units. See, this is a combination of actually two distributions. First, we'll give the preference for exponential. Yeah, let's try to understand what they have given for exponential distribution. What is required to write the general format? We require the value of alpha, correct? So what they have given, mean is 4 means. What is the relation of this mean with 4? Mean is for exponential distribution, mean is 1 by alpha, which is given as 4. Am I right? So again, same thing. What is alpha? 1 by 4. Hope the first part is clear. First part, simple thing. Therefore, exponential distribution is given by f of x equal to alpha e raised to minus alpha x for x greater than 0 and 0 otherwise. Done. Now, if you just see the question, okay, so they have given something like over 5 units and all that. Okay, but this is like if 2 days are selected at random, what is the probability that on both the days, on at least one of the days, the sales is over 5 units. Now here, the sale, whatever it is, see, for a two-wheeler showroom, you can just imagine it is not like the one full vehicle will be taken by everybody. They will take some accessories. Okay, so that's why it is like you cannot say like one person has taken one vehicle. That does not mean whatever is there from company, everything he will purchase. So you will take some things. Okay, so it is like a fractional value. What I want to convey here. It is not like one whole. Okay, so they may purchase some accessories. So this is like in the value in the interval. It is not counted as whole thing. Okay. Now, here what they have given, the sale should be over 5 units. That means we have to find a probability such that the value of x should be, see, sale is exponentially distributed. So sales, whatever is happening is x, which is continuous random variable. So this x, this sale should be over 5 units. So what is the probability means? What has to be found? What is to be found? Try to understand the question. This sales is nothing but our continuous random variable x. It should be over 5 units. Means which value we want? Probability that the sales is over 5 units. No idea? You did not get anything? At least try to attempt the part, then I can tell you what is this. I should know what have you understood. Okay. See, what should happen, like if I take one day, so we want that sale should be over 5 units. So sale is nothing but x. So I want the probability that this sale should be over 5 units. Isn't it then greater than 5? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
This sale should be over 5 units means x should be greater than 5. This is I'm talking for a particular day. Okay, so let us calculate this quantity. Then we'll go back to the conditions given. Because these conditions are related to the sales should be over 5 units. Okay, so I'm going to calculate this quantity first. So if so here probability of x greater than 5 means, so this is integration f of x dx, x varying from 5 to infinity. Am I right? Greater than 5 means 5 to infinity. Again, no need to change any limit because already 5 and infinity both are positive. So take the given function. So 1 by 4 integration e raised to minus 1 by 4x dx between 5 to infinity. Yeah, integrated. What is the integration? E raised to minus 1 by 4x divided by minus 1 by 4 varying from 5 to infinity. So again same thing, this is minus. What happens if I put the upper limit infinity?
0.
0, because e raised to minus infinity is 0, minus lower limit x is 5. See, this x is in the numerator. So this is like e raised to minus 5 by 4. Am I right? So minus into minus plus, just calculate e raised to minus 5 by 4. That's all. What is the value?
0.2865.
2865. Yeah, the same answer. So what is this? This is the probability that on a certain day, if the sale should be over 5 units, this is what the probability. So there is 28% chance is there that the sales is going to be over 5 units on a day, on any randomly chosen day. So this I will take it as some quantity as P, some quantity as P. Then what is Q? We know P, if you take it as success, Q is nothing but failure. What is the relation then? How Q is given by? 1 minus P. Why I am taking will be more clear when I take the condition. So what is 1 minus this value? 1 minus 0.2865 will be
7135.
7135. Can you tell me what is this Q representing here? This value Q. It is a complement of P.
7134.
7134. Okay, let it be 34 or 35 is not a problem. I want you to answer what is this Q representing actually. Q is complement of P. So P is what? This probability value. So what is the complement of this? Complement of this, you can say probability of X less than or equal to 5. Am I right? Am I right? So Q is nothing but it is the probability that the sales is under 5 units. Maybe 5 units or less than 5 units. Am I right? This is the value represented by this Q. Okay, now come back to the conditions. What they have given that suppose now 2 days are selected at random. Okay, so if you are selecting 2 days at random, so is it a whole quantity or a fractional quantity again? If you are choosing 2 days.
Whole quantity.
Whole number means it is actually a discrete problem. So discrete means what should happen here? On both the days, the sales is over 5 units. Suppose now Monday, Tuesday is there. So what should happen? Both the days. Monday also the sale should be over 5 units and Tuesday also. Am I right? On both the days means is it Monday or Tuesday or Monday and Tuesday? If I take 2 days.
And
Both the
Tuesday.
days. And it is obviously and. So that here Monday also you should have that P should happen and Tuesday also P should happen. And in case of probability, whenever you use and it is multiplication, whenever you use or it is a addition. Those are the basic things of probability. Okay, yes, write down now. Did you get this part what I want to tell? See, if 2 days are selected, on first day also the sale should be over 5 units and second day also it should be over 5 units. Then only this condition is going to satisfy. Okay, right. The probability that on both days the sales is over 5 units is nothing but P into P. First day and second day. So you can say P square. So P square is, take this value and square it. Tell me what is the answer. 0. There is little logic in this problem. Hope if you have got it, then good. 0. See, P into P. 0.2865, the whole square is what?
0.0820, ma'am. 821.
0.821.
0.0821.
Okay, done. So there is less chance that on the both the days the sales is over 5 units. Take the next condition. What they have given the second one? What should happen among the 2 days on at least one of the 2 days? Okay, yeah, try to understand what it is. Probability that at least one of the 2 days. Okay, see here we have to take all the possible, okay, all the at least one of the 2 days the sales is over, the sales is over 5 units. Okay, see, for example, we have to take all the possibilities. Try to understand it. Suppose if I choose Monday and Tuesday. So what should happen among these 2 days, the sales is over 5 units on at least one of the day. So if Monday, if the sale is over 5 units, is it compulsory that on Tuesday also it should be 5 units? According to this condition? No, because it is at least one of the day. So here it may be like on Monday, if it is sales is over 5 units, it is not necessary. So that here it may be less than or equal to 5, it will do. This is first possibility. Is there any other possibility? Isn't it reverse thing happening can be taken up? So Tuesday, suppose Monday, if the sale is over less than or equal to 5 units, so what should happen on Tuesday? The sale should be over 5 units, am I right? At least one of the days. Try to understand what is the meaning. At least one of the 2 days means. So one day it is happening, second day not happening. That is one possibility. First day not happening, then second day it is happening. Okay, done. Is there any third possibility? Think about it. At least means minimum. At least means, very good. One more possibility. Both the days it may be over 5 units. That will also do, because, and I cannot take more than that because only 2 days have to be chosen up. Okay, this is first thing. And can I take one more possibility that on both the days it is less than or equal to 5? Is this condition going to be satisfied? Check with this. Monday. No, it should not happen, because what you are saying at least one of the day. So this possibility I have to remove. Am I right? Other than these 3, you don't have any other. Actually, other than these 4, you don't have anything. But according to this condition, we have to leave the 4th one. Hope what I explained just now is clear to you. Okay, so here this can be taken as one day P is happening. Second day, it is like Monday over 5 units and Tuesday less than, and means multiplication. Now here these all possibilities are related to or and, means is it everything should happen or any one of them will do for this condition to satisfy? See, these are the 3 possibilities. At least now you convinced now only 3 conditions possibilities are there. All the 3 possibilities should happen, or is it okay if one of the possibility is done?
One.
one of them, correct? That means one may happen, or second may happen, or third may happen. So whenever you use a or, there will be a plus. So what I have to take the second condition here? Less than means it is Q, greater than means it is P. Okay, again or means plus, greater than 5 means P, greater than 5 means P. Substitute PQ values, simplify and all, and tell me the answer fast. So you can say like 2 times P into Q. So 0.2865 into 0.7135, and already this P square value is calculated. That can be taken directly. Calculate and tell me the answer. Zero point
4909.
4909. So that is, you can say some 50% or 49% chance is there that among the 2 days, at least one of the day the sale will be over 5 units. So that the last example little tricky. Usually they don't ask it, but you should be aware. Okay. So if you have understood the first beginning simple example, okay, I suggest you don't go for very complicated. Other than this, again, one more little complicated example is there that I am going to leave now. This much is enough. From exponential, one question is going to come. So how many distributions we completed till now? Do you remember?
3.
How many distributions?
3.
3 distributions. Binomial, Poisson's and exponential. I don't know how much to what extent you have understood. You can take any old M4 question paper. This whole probability distribution topic is there. Okay, from beginning this is there only. So you can get the questions related to this in the previous concept. Only thing, if the question is derive mean and variance, that is out of your syllabus. Okay, but you can choose different examples, and I suggest you don't go for too complicated. Otherwise, simple things looks to be very difficult. Okay, so with this, let me start with the last distribution. This is one of the important one called as normal distribution. Because we have one more topic next, which is sampling theory. This is the extension of this normal distribution is only sampling theory. Okay, some of the concepts what are there here will use over there. Okay, so suppose we have X as the continuous random variable with mean as mu and sigma square as variance. Then if you take any probability distribution function f of x in the form 1 upon sigma square root of 2 pi e raised to minus 1 by 2 into bracket x minus mu divided by sigma the whole square, where x is taking the whole real line. It is not only greater than 0, you have to take the whole real line. Then this distribution is called as normal distribution. Again, this is also going to satisfy the two conditions that f of x is always positive, and if you take the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, the value is 1. I'll not give more stress for this because what is important for our study is solving the example. An example will be given, and here main important thing is the value of z. Okay, what we take that z is important over here. Okay, to solve the example. So here, this is like a general normal distribution. In this normal distribution, this general format, if you take a particular case as mu equal to 0, means if mean is 0 and sigma equal to 1, that means standard deviation is 1, then and if you substitute and simplify, you are going to get it as, okay, this you are going to get it as e raised to minus 1 by 2, actually x square it is, because mu is 0 and sigma is 1, means what remains in this bracket? Obviously x square, correct? So this is x square by 2. Then here sigma is 1, means 1 upon square root of 2 pi. Only to understand, I am writing the variable x in terms of z. So this is like a particular case of normal distribution. If you take the particular values as mean as 0, standard deviation as 1, what you get the distribution, this is called as standard normal distribution. And this is going to be very important. Okay, here do remember the difference, or you can say not difference, the relation between standard normal variate. This Z is called as standard normal variate and X is a normal variate. So this is related by, so Z is equal to X minus mu divided by sigma. Remember this. Okay, now if you take this phi of Z and if you just take y equal to phi of Z, which is nothing but in terms of this exponential curve, if you draw, you are going to get a curve of this format. Just see how it is. So here this y as a function of Z, if you just draw it, which is exponential curve, this is going to give the a curve in this format. This is called as standard normal curve. You can say if you see this, it is symmetrical about y-axis, means whatever part is there on right side of y-axis, same things there on the left side. So it is symmetrical about y-axis. Now we are actually interested in solving the example, isn't it? We are solving the probability problems. So whenever you deal with normal variate, we just change it to standard normal variate by using this relation. How we'll take it? Just see, if you want to find probability of some normal variate X with the limits as A and B, this is converted as probability of Z, standard normal variate, where the limits are Z1 and Z2. Now how to get it is using this relation. What is that? Z is equal to X minus mu divided by sigma. So here you put the value of X as A. If you put X as A, you will get some value for Z that is called as Z1. Okay, this is little general. You may not understand at once. When I take example, it will be more clear. Similarly, put X equal to B in this relation. If you put X equal to B, you will get some value for Z that is called as Z2. Means the problem will be given in terms of X with the limits that should be changed for standard normal variate Z with the limits as Z1 and Z2. This can be calculated. See, whenever you get this calculation, it is nothing but actually it is area under the curve. This curve is nothing but phi of Z. So you actually, when you are finding the probability, means you are calculating the area under this curve. And you are aware that the geometrical meaning of integration is what? Area under the curve. So that is nothing but this integration. Okay, these are all the results. Main important is how to solve the example. I'll explain. I'll give more stress over there. Okay. To deal with the example, let me write some of the results over here. Okay, these are important. This you need to understand properly. Here, the first one is if you take probability of Z between minus infinity to plus infinity, means you are taking for the whole real line. If you take it on the real line, can you guess what is the value? What is the probability of the whole real line? Whole real line means very big, but what is a big value of probability?
1.
Biggest value of probability?
1.
1, very good. So if you take probability for the whole real line, it is going to be 1. Now, if you take probability of Z less than or equal to 0. So what is the meaning less than or equal to 0 means? 0 is upper limit or lower limit? It is the upper limit. So here you can say this is like probability of Z less than or equal to 0 means nothing is given. Lower limit nothing is given means what we take usually for continuous random variables. We take it as minus infinity. So I'll not put it as equal to, otherwise it will be meaningless. If you're taking probability of z less than or equal to 0, that means if you're taking between minus infinity to 0, can you guess what should be the value? The answer lies in the first part. If you have understood the first part, you can give me easily.
1 by 2.
Very good. 1 by 2 or 0.5. See, for the whole line minus infinity to plus infinity is 1 means what is 0 to minus infinity? Isn't it the half part? So if you take the probability for this half part, the answer is 0.5. So here, is it the same if I take probability of z greater than or equal to 0? Think about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, correct. So if greater than or equal to 0 means 0 to infinity. So if, okay, so for the whole line, the answer is probability value is 1. For the half of the line, maybe positive interval or negative interval, the answer is probability value is 0.5. Easy result. Now, this is probability of z less than z1. So less than z1. To understand this no better, always if you draw a simple line, that will be more easier. So suppose z1 is here. Z1 is here. Suppose Z1, Z2 both are positive here. Z1, Z2 are both positive. If they are negative, I'll tell you what to do when I deal with the example. So Z1 is positive means if I take here minus infinity and plus infinity, where I have to take 0, is it after Z1 or before Z1? If Z1 is positive.
Before Z1.
Before Z1.
Before
ma'am.
Z1. Correct. Very good. Then only it is going to be, this is going to be positive. Okay. Now I want to get the probability of Z less than Z1. Less than Z1. So less than Z1 means Z1 is upper or lower limit. So you can say
Upper.
Upper limit. So what is the lower limit then?
0, ma'am.
No, 0. Why 0? Here see
No, ma'am.
nothing is there.
Lower limit is Z.
Minus infinity. No. See, I'm talking about z. Z is a variable. How you used to use x, no? Here we are going to convert in terms of z. So if here nothing is mentioned, what you have taken the lower limit as?
Minus infinity.
Minus infinity. Correct. So it is like minus infinity less than z less than z1. Am I right? So if it is less than z1 means you have to take here this whole part. Now among this interval, do you know any standard value? Means do you know the value of any interval specifically? Just now we discussed in second point. So, okay, or else just see this interval minus infinity to z1. Can we write it as minus infinity to 0 plus 0 to z1? Is it the whole interval?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
correct. So this is like, try to understand. It is all on this real line only. So it is like probability of minus infinity less than z less than or equal to 0 plus, okay, this plus this interval, correct, plus probability of, you can say 0 less than or equal to z less than z1. Am I correct? According to this line. Now what is the value of probability of minus infinity less than z less than or equal to 0 means? What is the probability value of this negative interval?
1 by 2.
It is 1 by 2, 0.5. I just rub it over here. Okay, else. Yeah, this value is nothing but 0.5 plus. Now to calculate this value, you have to just write it as phi of z1. I'll tell you how to get this phi of z1 when I take an example. I have sent one PDF in the group. You can go through that. Just download it and keep. It is very useful. If you take a Xerox of that and keep, it is helpful for the exam. That is called as normal distribution, normal probability table. That will help us to calculate what is phi of z, and then you can substitute and simplify. Okay, last one point I'll tell and I'll end the class. So is it clear? If you have any z less than z1, how to take 0.5 plus phi of this z1? Directly also if you write, you will get the marks. No worries. Means if I am calculating probability of z less than 2, suppose less than 2, how can this be written then according to this result? Probability of z less than 2. Apply this result and tell me.
0.5 plus phi of 2.
Very good. 0.5 plus phi of 2. Now to get this phi of 2, you can refer that table. It is just like, do you know how to use a log table? You might have learned in first year.
Yes, ma'am.
You see first year, right? Same way how you used to take log table, no, similar way you have to take it. Okay, I'll show it next time. Just see if it is probability of z greater than z2, greater than z2. So suppose z2 is somewhere here, z2 is positive. So what I want, is it after z2 or before z2? Okay, suppose z2 is here. So if I want z greater than z2 means, isn't it after z2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
let it be. I think so you are getting late for the class. Shall I tell this or what? Okay, just let me complete. So z greater than z2 means z2 to infinity. But so in z2 to infinity, do you have a 0? Do you have a 0 in this interval?
No, ma'am.
No. So
No,
what
ma'am.
you do, write the interval always with reference to 0. So if I am taking 0 into reference, so I can take 0 to infinity, then what I have to do so that I should balance it as z greater than z2? I
Minus.
want this interval only.
Minus, ma'am. 0 to
Minus
z.
which 0 to z2. So this is like 0 to infinity minus 0 to z2. If you take, obviously you are going to get this interval. So 0 to infinity, what is the probability value? You can say 0.5 minus probability of 0 to z2 is nothing but phi of z2. So if you have less than, it is 0.5 plus phi of z1. If you have greater than, 0.5 minus phi of z2. Okay, I'll send the notes for this. No need to worry. You just, okay, so next time, like tomorrow when I take the example, keep that PDF with you so that it is easy for you to get the values. Okay, yeah, let me just. Just a minute, I'll just download the attendance.